I remember those dark nights, and even darker waves. I would sit out on Nikki's balcony, overlooking the beach. At night, when the moon was dark and new, the water would appear to be as black as the midnight sky. Under the slow, churning waves, I could feel the call. Sometimes Nikki came out to me. She would wake at night and find me on the balcony, sitting in a cushioned chair. She didn't know why or when she had gotten out of bed, but she would find herself curled up on that cushioned seat with me, cradled in my lap. My skin was always so cold, but hers was so very warm and alive. Nikki always wondered why I came to her house to sit by the sea at night. I couldn't bear to leave her, and I couldn't stand to be away from it either. When the moon became full and the tide was pulled, the call was at its strongest. I always wondered if distantly she knew what I was and why she came to me. We had been friends for 10 years, and I was sure by then she knew of my feelings. She could hear it in my song, the silent melody that called her from her sheets to sit upon my lap and cradle in my arms. "I love you," I would say to her in her trance. And one night, as she sat in my lap, her eyes cleared of its haze, and she whispered to me, "I love you too." And for the first time, she kissed me. Her lips met my cold ones. Her warm tongue found the inside of my mouth, and though I wanted to stop, I could feel her pulse like a second heartbeat, calling me. We found ourselves entangled, Nikki on top of me, her flesh bare and pressed against my body, warming me as I entered her. The call couldn't be ignored. I hungered, and the passionate flame inside of her burned bright. It was her love for me, her moans, her soft kisses, the touch of her gentle fingers, and the taste of her soul consumed me. Every moment seemed a static eternity. She gasped, and I cried out. Her body shook, and I fed from her soul till her shaking turned to a weak trembling that ceased altogether. My skin was hot, so alive and warm now, but Nikki had become limp and cold in my arms. I took up her body and led us down to the shore where the water seemed as black as the sky. They churned slow, breaking upon the sand with a soft sigh, completely satisfied. They did not know my pain. I think I wept a second ocean under the waning moon that night. I carried her, my one love, into those dark waves with me. It was time to go home. My song had finally ended.